TuneIn Premium has all the radio you want for $7.99 a month. That's all the radio you want for $7.99 a month. That means every single Major League Baseball game, every single NFL game, the most massive collection of commercial-free radio stations in the world, over 5.5 million podcasts, and unlimited access to 40,000 audiobooks. Download the TuneIn Radio app for a free 7-day trial of TuneIn Premium. TuneIn Premium. Boundless audio. Yes. So this is the I Am Rapaport podcast, and we're coming live today from the Vroom tomb. Get it? We're in my fucking car. And as you know, or you don't know, the normal studio is called the Gloom Tomb, but one of the brilliant fans of the I Am Rapaport podcast suggested that we call the driving podcast, which is what we're going to be doing today, the Vroom Tomb. So, live from the Vroom Tomb, which is actually a 2000 and... is that a cop? Because if it's a cop, I got to put my mic down. It's not a cop. It's actually a 2015 or 14, I don't know. I think it's a 2014. Yeah, I think it's a 2014 Cadillac Escalade, which is a fucking shit box. My car is a shit box. I was stupid enough to get the wheels dipped in black. So basically, it looks like an Uber XL or a high-end way to get to the airport is what my car looks like. The electronics in this thing suck. The Bluetooth sucks. It's big. I was going to get a smaller car, and I was looking at some other cars that are smaller, low, regular cars. I don't even know what they're called. But I need a big car. I'm a big guy. I need my elbow room when I have guests in the car, when I have my kids in my car. I need elbow room. I need to be able to put my feet up. At times, I know it's not smart, but I do it. But just in general, I just need comfort. So I feel like I'm going to be continuing to get SUVs and such. But that's not the point. The point is that I don't even know where to start. I woke up today feeling almost like I found a new love, or I almost had my virginity taken again. Because I fucking kicked so much ass in fantasy football this weekend, and stay with me. I know sometimes maybe I go on a little bit about this fantasy stuff. Again, I'm in the Howard Stern Fantasy Football League, and the key players are JD from the Howard Stern Show. You may or may not know who he is. He's a fucking sweaty, stuttering, stammering mess. Matthew Berry, who is the face of fantasy football, considered the one of the people who put fantasy football on the map. And of course, my main man, Gary Delabonte, aka Fafa Fui. And Lisa Ann, a retired porn star, is a very sweet girl, smart, very heavy into the fantasy sports world. Now, I never seen her work, actually. I never have actually seen her work in her former profession. Don't care to. But this is what was at stake. I made a bet. Well, it was suggested that Matthew Berry, he made this fucking bet. That he said $5,000 goes... I said $5,000, and then he said the person who has the most points during the season. And long story short, my team, which is general managed by my son and his 13-year-old friend, who's a fucking guru of fantasy sports. I have to figure out a way to monetize this shit, because this kid, he's the fucking man. And we kicked fucking ass. Yeah, we didn't win every game, but we fought, we clawed, we traded, and I mind fucked the league. And it's looking like now we have a bye in the playoffs. I beat the fucking shit out of Gary Delabonte yesterday, and I outscored Matthew Berry in overall team points. So this fucking guy has to donate $5,000 to a good cause. And I'm gonna donate some money too, because I'm just that type of mensch. Speaking of mensches, I say happy Hanukkah to all my Jewish people out there. I wish everybody a happy, safe holiday season. It's the beginning of the holiday season, and it starts with Hanukkah, and it ends with Kwanzaa. On Amazon, there's an I Am Rapaport podcast gift list, all sorts of shit. But the point is that, they are all talking shit about, oh, well, you don't even make your trades, your son does it, your son friend does it. And I say to them, you fucks, you angry fucks, there is no I in team. And I, of all people, I know that and understand that and embrace it when it comes to fantasy football. There is no fucking I in fantasy, there is no I in football, and there is no I in team. So yes, do I do most of the think tanking? Fuck no. But was I smart enough to put together a great team to kick ass? Yes. Is the season over? No. Do I give a shit? Listen, if I don't win the league, I won the war. You're like, what do you mean? You didn't win the league? That's not winning the war. I won the war. I beat Gorilla Face, and I beat Matthew Berry in overall season points, and this fucking guy is donating $5,000 to Beth and Bianca's Furry Friends, the Howard Stern charity, which helps, animals, animal shelter, cats, dogs. I don't know if they do birds, reptiles, but I know it focuses on cats and dogs. And I'm going to donate because, I care about animals. I could give two shits about cats. I'm not saying they should be abandoned and not treated well. My mom has cats. I'm just not a cat person. I care about the dogs. See, I'm Rapaport podcast coming live from the Vroom tomb. I'm freshly shaved. My hair is washed. And I love shaving. Sometimes I don't shave all the time. Like, I wait till and then I gotta use an electric razor. Everybody's got their process on how some people use like hair clippers and all this shit. But if I don't shave after some, I have to use an electric razor to trim it down to normal shavable size, and then use a straight razor to get it, so I'm clean. And I got hooked up with Icon razors. And I enjoy shaving because I'm using these razors. It's IKONRAZORS. Go to iconrazors.com and trust me, men, this shit will change the way you shave yourself. It'll change the way you groom yourself. And your shaves will be close, no cuts, no nicks, no razor bumps, no stubble, no nothing. I love doing it. G Monetti, a.k.a. the Black Ed McMahon, his head shines bright like a diamond ever since he's been using Icon razors to shave his fucking dome piece. Check out Icon razors, IKONRAZORS. Go to iconrazors.com because I'm feeling good. My face is like a baby's ass. Smooth. I look chiseled. I look groomed. Well manicured. When you're checking out, mention I Am Rapaport podcast and receive a free gift with each order, all right? I'm driving around here in my car. I'm back in Los Angeles. I'm still fighting this nasal voice infection. I'm going with a doctor. As you can tell, my voice is probably about 76%. I can't get it all the way back in order, but I'll get it there. And man, there's so many different things to talk about. I don't like to beat a dead horse, or I try not to go into these things that are so upsetting. The shooting in San Bernardino, and it's so confusing because a woman and a husband who had a child together, they did this shooting in San Bernardino and killing 14 people. And San Bernardino is not that far from Los Angeles. If you don't know California well, San Bernardino is like, it's not far. It's really scary, man. It's really scary what's going on in the world. It's really scary, the randomness of it. The violence is so extraordinary. And the fact that, it's confusing. A man and a woman who are husband and wife with a newborn baby did this. And I don't know, like, they're armed and they're in military garb, and I mean, do you really think that you're going to get away? These people are so fucking sick. It's hard to analyze crazy and sick fucks. But it's just, like everyone else, it's worrisome. It's devastating to the victims. And then it just brings up all these thoughts and feelings, and everybody's upset and confused. And one of the many articles that I read, my homepage on my computer is the Daily News and the New York Daily News, because I don't know, it makes me feel attached to New York City, because when I'm in New York, I physically go and get the Daily News most of the time. So I keep my computer. I know it's a shit newspaper. I know that it's a shit newspaper. It hires shit writers for the most part. And I read this article by this chick. There's a couple of writers whose articles will have their name by them. It's like, I guess it's sort of a status thing. Like if you're sort of a well known or liked, or it's like, going up the hierarchy in the newspaper journalism world. There's a chick named Stasi, Stassi, who wrote an article that I really was offended by, because she said the article, the headline for the article, which is always, the selling point. How am I going to get people like Michael Rapaport to read my article? I need to say something scathing and scandalous. But this chick, Stasi, whatever the fuck her name is, in the New York Times, she New York Daily News, she wrote an article. The headline was the San Bernardino bloodbath born of bigots, and although the two killers were bigots, there were some of the victims were just as hate-filled, and I have to go, I stop you right there, you fucking bitch. I'm sorry to use that word, but do you know how offensive that is? They weren't just as hate-filled. Okay, I don't know what some of these victims, their personal beliefs and all this stuff, and apparently there was some stuff. They weren't just as hate-filled, because the victims didn't go around shooting people at a fucking holiday party. So for you, Stasi, from the New York Daily News, to compare the victims to the killers by saying, oh, well, they were bigoted and all this stuff, you're scandalous. You should have your writing card and your insurance and your whatever sort of guild that does this. You should be fined. You should be suspended, because all you're trying to do is get attention to yourself and sell articles and sell newspapers and all that shit. How dare you compare the victims to the people that pulled off that crime, that slaughter in San Bernardino? So people will come look at your article on the New York Daily News. You should be ashamed of yourself that it's come, like that's how desperate you are to get recognition and to get people, to get readers to read your article. It's really offensive to me that you would do that, and I'm sure it's really. How do you think that makes the victims feel and their family feel? So I wanted to point her out. She doesn't get the sick fuck of the week of the award. She gets the no class fuck of the week award. This writer for the New York Daily News, Stasi, whatever the fuck. You didn't even get your full name. You're not fucking Hemingway. You ain't Hemingway. You ain't never gonna be Hemingway. You're a 2-bit exploitive writer for the New York Daily News, which ain't even the Wall Street Journal, and it ain't even the fucking New York Post. Okay, you might as well be working for Us Magazine. Fucking blogger. Yeah, my voice. I'm struggling with my voice. I don't know what to do about this. I'm going to the doctor later. I promise I'm going to get this fixed up. I don't know how you're listening to the I Am Rapaport podcast these days, but TuneIn Radio is the only app you need for all things audio. I love TuneIn Radio. TuneIn Premium, you could listen to every single live NFL game for $7.99 a month and get unlimited access to 40,000 audiobooks and commercial-free music, all for a low price. TuneIn Premium, all the audio you want for $7.99. It's got podcasts, radio stations all over the country. I love TuneIn because there's certain radio stations in New York. There's a great jazz radio station in San Francisco. And with TuneIn and TuneIn Premium, I can listen to all of it. Plus my podcast, plus my NFL games. With one thing, $7.99 a month. Go to TuneIn, check it out. That's how I listen to the playback of the I Am Rapaport podcast most of the time, is on my TuneIn radio. So, I've been working on something I'm proud of, and people are gonna get to see it next year. It's I directed a documentary about one of the first guests on the I Am Rapaport podcast, Juliette Lewis, who you may or may not know has a very successful career as a musician, and she's a friend of mine. And I did a documentary short on her that we're just finishing up. It kicks fucking ass. It kicks fucking ass. And I take no credit in the fact that it kicks ass, because when you see her perform, you're going to see some crazy shit. She gets down for the crown. You know, it's like watching Mick Jagger in his prime or Iggy Pop in his prime. Straight up rock and roll, kills it, destroys it. Sexy, vibrant, unpredictable. On stage, she slam dances that shit down. So we're just finishing up that documentary, and I'm just, excited that people are going to get to see it next year, and learn more about her and her life, and the dichotomy of being an actress and a musician, and I mean, she's just she's a friend of mine, but just charismatic, funny, entertaining, emotional. And the thing that I like about the doc is that there's such a feminine sort of movement in the zeitgeist, and I feel like without trying, and it was never my agenda personally as a filmmaker, but this film is such a strong feminist point of view, because she's the obviously the centerpiece. She's the subject. She's my subject. I hate calling people in the documentaries the subject, but that's I guess what it is. The subject of the documentary is Juliette Lewis and her group, Juliette and the Licks. But it has it's dope. So people are gonna get to see that going into 2016, which I can't fucking believe it's 2016, which will be going into a year and some change that the I Am Rapaport podcast has been shutting shit down. It's been a year and a few months officially, but we're just gathering steam here at the I Am Rapaport podcast. I mean, we're just getting going. And speaking of getting started, I don't really have a segue into speaking of getting started, but my emotional goals, I'm starting to make emotional goals throughout the day, which I don't really have a full handle on, and I don't know if emotional goals are something you could actually do, but being in my head, it's like riding a fucking wave. It's a tsunami of emotions, the ups, the downs, the joy, the anger. I embrace my anger. There is no anger shaming here at the I Am Rapaport podcast. There is no mad shaming. I embrace being mad. I support when other people are mad. I want to be told if you're mad at me, just don't touch me. I want to be told when you're mad at someone else, just don't touch them. There's no fucking mad shaming. There's no you mad, bro, and it's like taunting. I'm fucking mad. And then I get happy. And then I ponder things. And then I might get mad again. I might go from happy to pondering to mad. And staying mad to livid to totally fucking irate. It could all happen within a matter of moments. Minute to minute, moment to moment, second to second, hour to hour. So the Christmas time is coming. All the Christmas stuff and the Hanukkah stuff and the holiday stuff is great. I like it. It's the time of year when I throw on my eclectic Christmas playlist. You know, I got Elvis, the Jacksons, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder. And speaking of Stevie Wonder, he's doing some commercial for, I don't know if it's Coca-Cola or whatever the fuck it is. And I don't need to sit here and go on about Stevie Wonder and how great he is. Everybody feels the same way about Stevie Wonder. Except for I had an argument with an actor. I'm not going to name him because I think it would be like it would be so fucked up. Maybe I'm wrong. I was having an argument with an actor friend of mine who was trying to tell me that Kanye West was more impactful on music than Stevie Wonder. And I lost all, like, while he was saying this to me and was saying it emphatically, I realized, like, I'm never bringing up anything to you ever again because you're a stupid motherfucker. You're so fucking dumb to think that and to even suggest that. Maybe I'm in the minority. What do you think, guys? I mean, obviously, these days, Kanye West is more influential and impactful, whatever the fuck. But Kanye West won't even be mentioned in the same breath with Stevie Wonder when it's all said and done. Sorry. And I fuck with you, Kanye West, musically. And we're going to get to your sneakers being named the Sneaker of the Year. I didn't even know there was such a thing called the Sneaker of the Year. But there's I don't know if it's a commercial for a phone or just a general Christmas thing or Pepsi. I don't know what it is. I can't remember. But it's time that the public, and because obviously somebody in Stevie Wonder's camp just is not being honest with what's growing out of the back of his head. Stevie, during the 70s, you had a great run with the braids. You braided your shit up. They look nice. You know, it was Afrocentric. It looked good. It felt appropriate. It was timely. It just all made sense. You know, songs in the Key of Life and Hotter Than July and Talking Book and the majority of your early music, your shit was braided up real nice, real proper, with the beads, different styles, and all that. But now you have like about 4 or 5 braids and they're growing out of the back of your hair. Like the rest of your shit is done. Like it's shut down. Your shit's bald. And you're Stevie Wonder. It doesn't matter. And I thought, Stevie finally cut his shit because from the front it looks like he's just bald and he looks dope. He's still Stevie Wonder. He's got the glasses. He looks young. He's Stevie Wonder. His voice sounded good on this commercial. And then they did a picture, a cut, a shot, as we say in the movie business, from the side. And my man has got like a growth coming out of his head. He's got like I said, it's probably about 6 braids left. And they're hanging on for dear life. And I don't know if this is his choice or what. Like, I don't know if Eddie Murphy is telling him, yeah, it still looks dope, or Jamie Foxx, everybody loves Stevie, and I know Eddie is friends with him. That's what it seems like. Somebody needs to say, yo, Stevie, it's time to shut the whole thing down, and we're going to just go bald, because I know you can't see, because you're Stevie Wonder, but the way it looks is fucked up, Duke. Like, your hair looks fucked up, Duke, and it's time to cut the wig piece. And I say this with compassion and love, because like everybody else, or hopefully everybody else, Stevie Wonder's music it means everything to me musically. Like, if I'm doing any top 5 albums, there's always going to be one Stevie Wonder record in there. I mean, he's one of the biggest, most important, best. I don't need to say all what he's done. He's Stevie Wonder. But, and look, Father Time, it caught up with Kobe Bryant. It caught up with Derek Jeter. It caught up with Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, and everybody else. And fortunately, you still sound good, but you look fucked up, Stevie. Your wig piece looks fucked up. You look like you got, I don't know what it is. I've never seen it before. I've never seen anybody hang on for dear life to so little. Cut your fucking wig piece. And if it's public outcry that's going to do it, fine. Or if somebody in Stevie's camp will do it compassionately, he won't know the fucking difference. Do it when he's sleeping. Or do it when the next time you braid them, just be like, oh shit, they fell out. Just cut them, snip. You don't have to shave them, just cut them like tip, tip. You know, grease up the scissor. He won't hear it, and then that's going to be the end of it. And we don't have to discuss it anymore. Yeah, this conversation I was having with this actor friend of mine about Kanye West being more important and influential than Stevie Wonder. I in one fell swoop, in 90 seconds of knowing somebody, probably 20 years, I realized that I lost all respect for him. And one of the criterias was that, look how many Grammys Kanye won. And I was like, who gives a fuck about a goddamn Grammy? To quote Chuck D. Who gives a fuck about a goddamn Grammy? Like that's your selling point? Marvin Gaye, I believe, only won one fucking Grammy. The fuck are you talking about? Kanye West he's like, oh, Kanye West got like 20 something. I don't give a fuck about the Grammys. And again, I fuck with Kanye West, but to compare the two is insane. It's insane. And Kanye West's shoe, the Yeezy, won some award called the Sneaker of the Year Award, which I didn't know that they had that award. It feels like the kind of award that they would have invented just to get Kanye West to show up and give it to him, so you can have, like, you know, kickstart your award ceremony, and then, well, who are you going to give it to next year? Because, you know, it was a big blowout to give him the Yeezy, which is, I don't know how Nike isn't suing Adidas and Kanye West, because that fucking sneaker is a straight up bootleg of the Nike shoe. I don't know which one it's called, but I have a pair of those Nikes, and they're not Yeezys, and they don't cost $1,700. Then the fucking Yeezy boot, and these post-apocalyptic sneakers that look like shit, that are non-functional, that Kris Jenner wears on the Keeping Up with the Kardashians. You really want to wear sneakers that Kris Jenner wears? You think that's dope, that you're wearing the same sneakers that the Kardashians wear? That's your selling point? Those little chicken heads, top to bottom, all of them, that they wear them? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Them shits ain't dope. They're not dope, they're not fresh. And I don't know who sponsored this Sneaker of the Year award, but shut that fucking shit down. Did the big Nikes win Sneaker of the Year? When they came out, did the Air Force? There wasn't any of that. But now everything, there's awards for this and days for everything. Today's like National Sushi Day. Tomorrow's going to be National Wet Wipes Day. Don't wipe your ass with dry toilet paper anymore. It's National Wet Wipes Day. Use wet wipes to clean your ass better. It's a national craze. Everything gets an award. Everything gets a shout out. This is the I Am Rapaport podcast, coming live from my car, the Vroom Tomb. Vroom, vroom, get it? Vroom. Speaking of sneakers, the I Am Rapaport podcast is sponsored by Great Sneakers. It's the first sneaker brand made in Brooklyn, from Brooklyn. Greats is a direct-to-consumer sneaker brand that is redefining the sneaker business. They eliminate the middleman and sell directly to the consumer at greats.com. Shits are stylish, comfortable, lightweight, fair-priced, low-key. They don't have fucking bells and whistles on them, but they also look dope. Made in the United States with premium materials. Check out the sneakers at greats.com. Save 20% when using the promo code RAP, R-A-P. Marshawn Lynch, a.k.a. my man Beast Mode, just came out with the Beast Mode Part 2. Kevin Durant also fucks with greats.com. Go to greats.com and save 20% by using the promo code RAP, R-A-P. I love those sneakers. I'm wearing some right now as I drive through the streets of Silver Lake, California. I don't know. I feel victorious. I woke up with a pep in my step. You know what I'm into? This isn't a sponsored thing. And I swear I think I'm addicted to it. Talenti. There's this ice cream, or I don't know if they call themselves a gelato or what the fuck it is. It's probably so unhealthy, but it's so good. It's light, because I have an ice cream problem. I don't really like candy. I like chocolate. I like sweet things. And I'm not, this is no sponsorship, but Talenti ice cream or Talenti gelato, whatever they call themselves, it's good shit. And you don't have a stomach ache after you eat it, which is one of the reasons why I think it's addictive, because you do not get a stomach ache. It's just like smooth down and smooth out. You guaranteed to take a nice deucer the next day when you eat some Talenti gelato or ice cream. Trust me on that. It's smooth sailing the next day, but it won't like run out of you. You'll get a nice a nice fully formed deucer. So the record of the week, I'm doing this. It's the Iron Rapaport podcast. The Black Ed McMahon, aka G Moody, he's in the Bronx, fixing up right now as we speak. The Gloom Tomb, the West Coast Gloom Tomb is it's happening. But the record of the week is by my guys, the Beatnuts. Their first record, Street Level, is a very, 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 very good record. If you don't have it, get it. The Beatnuts, Psycho Les, Junkyard Juju. This is a little part of Rapaport history. My son Julian, one of the reasons why he's named Julian, why I was sold on the name Julian, is that I could call him Juju, because at the time I was heavy into the Beatnuts. Junkyard Jew. Their first record is perfect. It's perfection. It's grimy. The production is flawless. It's dirty. It's hip hop. It's a must-have if you like good music, if you like good hip-hop. A lot of people probably know about the record. Some of the people probably forgot about the record. But I strongly suggest you get this record. And it's one of these records where you can listen to it top to bottom. And one of the great things about the Beatnuts, and the reason why they are called the Beatnuts, is their production was so good. And they're from the Native Tongues. They're affiliated with the Native Tongues. They're part of the Native Tongues. The sample game is on point. The beats, the rhyming, the context, the sound, just the feeling that you get from every song on Street Level. It's a perfect record, in my opinion. And it's sort of an appreciated record. One of my favorite songs. We're gonna fuck, drink beer, and smoke some shit. That really kind of says it all. You get Prots over here, Super Bad, Straight Jacket. The record is fucking dope. Every sample, there's little interludes, but they don't go. I gotta say, I was never a big fan of interludes in hip hop, because especially when it was like tapes, because it's fun once, it's fun twice, but like when you really want to listen to the record, me personally, I don't want to hear the interludes for the 17th time. I want to hear the song for the 17th time. And I hate when the interludes were embedded into the song, so you couldn't fast forward through the interlude. So if you're gonna do an interlude, just keep it short and sweet. I just don't. And some of the best records have interludes. So yeah, I know you're like, oh, well, what are you talking about? Wu-Tang this and Ghostface, and I know, I fucking know. De La, I know. I could love the album and not love listening to the interlude when I just want to listen to the music. That's just me. I'm not a fan of interludes. I wish there was a way to delete them. When they're embedded into the song. If it's a CD, and it's still in your music thing, you could delete the interludes. But some of them are embedded into the song. But the interludes on this Beatnuts record, they're like their music. They're just dope. Everything about this Beatnuts record. And my man Juju, I'm gonna get them on here at some point. I just love them. They're good dudes. Legend will have it that they got their name from Africa Baby Bam from the Jungle Brothers. That was one of the cutout scenes in Beats, Rhymes, and Life. The Travels of a Tribe Called Quest, the documentary directed by Michael Rapaport. That's me. I said my name in the third person, so what? But I just can't say enough about the Beatnuts and their production, and their rhymes are on point. The quality, everything about this record, street level. They made great music after that. They had their hand in producing stuff for Pun and Fat Joe and other people, and a lot of shit. Beatnuts are very, very, very accomplished and sort of take it for granted. But that fucking record, street level, fuck with that. That's the I Am Rapaport podcast record of the week, and I'm doing this from my car, solo, raw dog without a bag or cough syrup. This is how I'm doing it this week. I was thinking about this, I was talking about earlier with Stevie Wonder. All right, yeah, some people, I'm fucking driving here too, asshole. And it reminded me of the Stevie Wonder, Eddie Murphy thing where he was like, Stevie Wonder's a musical genius, man. Don't be making jokes about Stevie. And I get that. Again, I get that, and I love Stevie and appreciate everything. The thing is that this braids thing, this braids ponytail, braids only ponytail, or just a braid only ponytail that Stevie Wonder has been a long time coming. I'd say I'd guesstimate somewhere around 20 years in the making. This has been going on, so it's not just me now. It's like you, Stevie, and the people around him and his hairdoer need to take responsibility. Because if they're saying, "Hey, man, Stevie Wonder's a musical genius. Don't be making jokes about Stevie," well, where's the compassion for Stevie? I can't imagine that he's saying, "Yeah, keep the braid only ponytail." So I just wanted to let you know that my Stevie Wonder rant was made with compassion, love, and all those other adjectives and verbs and pronouns. In lieu of the All Loafs Matter campaign, which we haven't discussed in the last few episodes of the I Am Rapaport podcast, there was something in regards to All Loafs Matter that I wanted to point out that I thought was really, actually very, very positive. Because if you're not familiar with the All Loafs Matter campaign and the Loaf Walk, which will be taking place sometime in 2016, over the last year, 18 months, 24 months, 2 years, a lot of brutality. Women cutting men's dicks off, men cutting other men's dicks off, people biting other men's loafs off, a lot of loaf stuff. Men getting mutilated. I even mentioned a few weeks ago there was a guy who caught the man who raped his wife. Obviously, horrible, vicious, brutal crime, deserves punishment. And he cut his dick off, cut the rapist loaf off. I could understand it. And then cooked it and ate it. See, that's when we're taking things too far. I read this article in the New York Times, and this is a really positive thing, so I'm not even going to make light of it. But for men that have been disfigured and mutilated and injured in combat, there's over 1,000, like 1,700 men who have been, had wounds in the genitalia area. And there's a group of doctors that are now doing penis transplants. And again, I'm not making light of this. I think this is fucking great. It was like 1,300 men in, a certain amount of years that suffered from wounds in the genital area in Iraq, war wounds. But now what they're doing is from, organ donors. Men are donating their dicks. And I am an organ donor. If you look on my license, I am an organ donor. And I'm going to sign myself up for this. Not that anyone would necessarily want my dick. It's been through a lot. But there's been two penis transplants successfully done. And I hope these guys, because they serve the country, and obviously being hurt in war is no laughing matter. I hope these guys get nice, big, full, well-working, good-looking loafs. And they talk about person of the year and Caitlyn Jenner. The guys that are doing this kind of service and that coming up with this sort of medical breakthrough stuff, that's a person of the year. Being able to reconfigure a war hero who was mutilated and give him a new lease on loafs, that's a person of the year. Time magazine. For you to be mentioning Caitlyn Jenner and Kim Kardashian as person of the year, and there's doctors that are doing stuff like this, and soldiers that are out there fighting, it's just a joke. Time magazine used to be the bread and butter of all magazines, turned itself into a schlock rag. The I Am Rapaport podcast is sponsored by the American Giant Clothing Company, AmericanGiant.com. Go on there. Sweatshirts, rough, well-made, comfortable, breathable, warm. In the winter, you need yourself a nice American Giant zip-up hoodie or a pullover hoodie. American Giant. Go to AmericanGiant.com. Check out the t-shirts, the sweatshirts, the sweatpants. American Giant. The Rapapack, you know who you are. If you're not part of the Rappapack, feel free to look it up. It's a legion of many. We have Rappapack ambassadors in many states and countries across the board. And we appreciate everything that you guys are doing. But apparently now there's the Moody mob. G. Monetti, Gerald Moody, G. Moody, the co-host with the most, who's not going to be on this podcast today because he's at the Gloom Tomb in the Bronx with the GoFundMe project, working on his crib. But he's so popular, now there's the fucking Moody mob. And I love it. I love it. So if you want to join the Moody mob and be a part of the Rapapack, we're easy to find on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Michael Rapaport. I'm on Instagram at Michael Rapaport. My I Am Rapaport podcast is on Twitter. We all tweet, retweet, and do tweeting for each other. It's a conglomerate. But I like this Moody mob. And I heard they're coming on strong, and there's a lot of people that want to be down with the Moody mob. The beats that you listen to, all beats that are played on the I Am Rapaport podcast are done by G. Monetti, a.k.a. the Black Ed McMahon. I am the Gringo Mandingo. They call me the White Arsenio Hall. And, we're just doing the damn thing. The next time I get on a podcast with you guys, rest assured my voice will be it'll be back to its full strength. There won't be any more fucking around. I promise you that. This is the I Am Rapaport podcast coming live from my car. I'm driving around the streets of Los Angeles. I am towards downtown LA. If you don't believe me, you hear that shit. It's real. I'm out here in the streets. What up? You? I'm excited about Christmas movies. I could give two fucks. I could give two shits about anything that has to do with Star Wars. I never gave a fuck about Star Wars. I never gave a fuck about any of the Star Wars movies, the Star Wars figurines. I saw the first one. I was bored to tears when it came out in, I think, 1977. I don't give a fuck about Darth Vader. I don't give a fuck about C3PO. I'm happy there's a black guy in it, but I don't give a fuck about him in the movie. It's just not something I give a fuck about. I don't care that the last 3 Star Wars sucked and that people are shitting on George Lucas about. I don't care about anything about that. I am, however, looking forward to seeing the Quentin Tarantino movie and the Jennifer Lawrence movie with De Niro and what's his name? Bradley Cooper, who is a former winner of Famous White People with No Lips. Again, not a derogatory award to win. Some people will think I'm poking fun or it's slighting it somehow. No. Bradley Cooper is a movie star. I think he won Famous White Person with No Lips in April. And he was Sexiest Man of the Year in People magazine. So being a famous white person with no lips is not a slight. The other day was Larry Bird's birthday. He's probably my most favorite and famous white person with absolutely no lips. Didn't do anything bad for him. So if you happen to win the award, don't feel bad about yourself. David Beckham again, sexiest man of 2015. Motherfucker has 0 lips. And he has a voice that sounds like a cartoon character. He's still the sexiest man of the year. And I'm still driving my car with a fucked up voice doing a podcast. So, things can work out for you if you happen to be anointed famous white person with no lips. I'm at a red light here. The I Am Rapaport podcast is sponsored by Casper Mattresses. Casper is an award-winning sleep company that makes the most ridiculously relaxing, supportive mattresses that is sold directly to the consumer. The sleek new design is delivered directly to your doorstep in a small box. Casper Mattress is available in 6 sizes and has a 10-year full warranty. Okay? 10 fucking years. Free 2 to 5 day shipping in the United States and Canada. Casper is so confident in the mattress that it will give you 100 free nights to sleep on the mattress. If you do not like it, you get a full money-back guarantee. Refund. You get the whole thing back. Go to Casper.com and save $50 using the promo code Rapaport, RAPAPORT, Casper Mattresses. I love Casper. Casper.com, CASPER.com. Check it out. Is it just me? I read about this and I thought it was bullshit. But I think I seriously have iPhone elbow. I use my phone so much, and I'm left-handed, but my right elbow is either inflamed, I have arthritis, I tore something is not right with my right elbow. And I think it's what Matt Bonner, a.k.a. the Red Rocket, who plays for the San Antonio Spurs, during the championship, they said he had an injury from using his iPhone, and he was mocked and ridiculed. One of those people mocking and ridiculing him was definitely me. But who's laughing now? It's not me, because I would love to know if anybody else is suffering from iPhone elbow. And I seriously think it's from being on your phone, holding your phone and texting to a point where the joint and ligament in your elbow gets injured. And unfortunately, the only way to not do it, to solve the problem, is to be on your phone less. Which you got to start at some point thinking about, like, what am I willing to give up to be on this fucking thing all day, every day? All day, every day, I'm on this fucking thing. I am addicted to this shit like nothing else I've been addicted to in my life. Except for maybe Snapper when I was about 16 or 17 and I first started tasting that good Snapper. If you don't know what I mean by Snapper, that young VJ, that young vagina. But I wonder, am I the only one who has this. Did I injure it some other way and it gets irritated from using the phone? I don't think so. And when the fuck is George Zimmerman going to be locked up or dealt with? When is this going to happen? George Zimmerman last week was kicked off of Twitter for posting pictures of a girl or a girlfriend or one of his jump-offs because she cheated on him with, in his words, a dirty Muslim. And he posted naked photos of the girl and put her address and all this other shit. Like, at what point? Like, I feel like if I did anything in that area, I'd get arrested. Like, I would definitely be in jail. But George Zimmerman, he gets into shootouts. Obviously, he was the person who killed Trayvon Martin. He's had guns on him. He got into a shootout on a freeway or a street. We don't fact check here at the I Am Rapaport podcast. You know this. We refuse to fact check anything. It's the greatest excuse to say whatever you want by prefacing it by saying the I Am Rapaport podcast does not fact check and refuses to fact check. But this fucking guy, George Zimmerman, who looks black or at least Puerto Rican, continues to do dumb shit and nothing happens to this fucking guy. Nothing. I mean, like, nobody's beat his ass. Nobody's done anything to him. And he's just running amok. He got kicked the fuck off Twitter, as he should, because apparently, it's like putting somebody else in jeopardy, and it's, their private rights. He put a naked picture of this girl. Maybe your fuck style isn't buck wild, George Zimmerman. Maybe that's why your girlfriend is straying, because your fuck game is not insane. But I just want to know when he's going to get served up. Either, mano y mano, be in jail. He can't be with the white supremacists. He does not look white. The white supremacists will be like, my man, you're something. You're not full white. Regardless of the fact that you think you are, you're not. But I just don't understand how he's continuing to roam the streets. This fucking guy, George Zimmerman. I don't know. I know my throat hurts. It started off decent and it's went downhill since I started this all driving episode of the I Am Rapaport podcast. It's went downhill. One of my favorite shows on television, it's been, I don't know how long it's been on. It feels like 20 years. Real Sports, HBO Real Sports, which is basically like 60 minutes, but all sports oriented stories, profiles and such. They did a story on, the elephants in Africa. I said, you didn't know. It's just bad speaking. Which I kind of pride myself on, but at times I catch myself on the fact that I don't articulate myself in the English language as good as I should. They did an episode, a story, a two-part story on the most recent episode of Real Sports on these fucking people in Africa, poachers and hunters who are killing the elephants. And again, I know that there's plenty of other things and there's people being killed and genocides and wars and all this stuff, but I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about Real Sports. And there was this one guy, this old shitbag, old white dude with no lips. He looks like he might have had lips, but he looks like they're probably burnt off. And he's a big time hunter and he's rich and he hunts and he goes to Africa and he kills. He's been all over the world. He's killed every kind of animal you can imagine. And he has them all on his wall. Mooses, giraffes, lions. And he says in this HBO thing, which is very disturbing to watch, this HBO Real Sports piece about the slaughtering of the lions and how they're going to continue to be done and eventually go extinct, and how this one group out there is trying to fight this, and it's like a war within the war. But this one guy, his name was Johnson, his last name was Johnson or something. Just think of like the oldest, like the whitest of the whitest guy you've ever could think of. He said that nothing in his life is as satisfying as killing an elephant. That's what this old fuck said on HBO Real Sports. And I just wanted to, I think it's, if you have HBO or HBO on the go, check this out. It's on Real Sports. You could probably check it out on realsports.com and look up shitbag old white guy. That probably won't get you there, but look up elephant killings on a Real Sports HBO. And like I said, it's very graphic and disturbing and upsetting, but it's worth watching to realize that people, for him to say that it's the most satisfying thing in life is to hunt and kill an elephant. And then he said the reason why it's okay is because elephants as animals are bullies. It's disgusting. And it's really sort of a non sequitur thing, but it really was hard to watch, very well done, and it's a two-part thing that's going to be on the next two Real Sports. The most recent one, which is in December 2015, and then they'll follow it up in January. The Iron Rapaport podcast is sponsored by Mack Weldon Underwear. Mack Weldon is a New York City-based company that lives and breathes New York. They make the best underwear, t-shirts, and socks at Mack Weldon. Comfortable, light materials and fabrics that do not stink. You could shop online or on your mobile phone and check out in less than a minute. Go to Mack Weldon. Be comfortable, look good, feel good. It's perfect for the guy going for a run or the guy on a run. Use the promo code Rapaport, RAPAPORT, to save 20% off. And trust me on this, if you're looking to buy your brother, your cousin, your boyfriend really comfortable underwear, socks, or t-shirts for the holidays, trust me, Mack Weldon gift packs are fantastic. Any man with a loaf on him and some nuts will appreciate the Mack Weldon underwear, the t-shirts and the socks. I'm wearing it right now as I drive and podcast. And I don't know what else to say. It's the Iron Rapaport podcast. As always, we appreciate the support, the love. The beats are banging. We do it for the people. We do it for the Rapper Pack and for the motherfucking Moody Mob. And, that's it. I'm out.